Generational differences have long been a topic of fascination and frustration, as individuals from various age groups struggle to understand and connect with one another. Generations are simply groups of people born and living around the same time, often defined by shared cultural experiences and significant historical events. Have you ever felt like you're speaking a different language when talking to someone from a different generation? Or wondered why your parents, friends, or colleagues think and behave in certain ways? The truth is, each generation has its own unique identity, shaped by significant events, cultural trends, and technological advancements. In this video, we're going to talk about all generations of the past 100 years. We'll discuss the significant events, cultural influences, and technological advancements that have shaped each generation's identity. And at the end of the video, we'll tell you what can be the best way to interact with them. So without taking further time, let's start with the Traditionalists. The Traditionalists, born between 1928 and 1945, are a generation defined by their resilience and determination. Growing up during the Great Depression and World War II, they learned the value of hard work, loyalty, and sense of duty from a young age. They witnessed their parents struggle to make ends meet, and many took on part-time jobs to support their families. This experience instilled in them a strong work ethic and a deep appreciation for the value of money. Traditionalists are also known for their respect for authority and discipline, which was reinforced by the hierarchical structures of the time. They were expected to obey their parents, teachers, and employers without question, and this obedience was seen as a virtue. This generation is also referred to as the silent generation, because they were raised during a time when speaking out of turn was discouraged and conformity was seen as a strength. They were taught to keep their opinions to themselves, especially if they went against the status quo. As a result, traditionalists often value discipline, respect for authority, and a more formal hierarchical structure in both family and work settings. They also saw major technological advancements, such as the widespread use of automobiles, the introduction of household appliances like refrigerators and washing machines, development of television, commercial air travel, and the first computers, which transformed the way they lived, worked, and communicated. They saw the rise of mass media, including radio, newspapers, and magazines, which shaped their understanding of the world and influenced their cultural tastes. Now let's move on to the next generation, the baby boomers. Baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964, grew up during a time of great prosperity and change following World War II. Their name comes from the significant increase in births during this period, known as the baby boom. This generation experienced economic growth, the rise of the suburbs, and significant social changes. Baby boomers are known for their strong work ethic, ambition, and desire for success. Many boomers pursued higher education and built their careers during a time when good jobs were more readily available. They witnessed and participated in major cultural and political movements, such as the Civil Rights Movement, the Women's Liberation Movement, and anti-Vietnam War protests, which shaped their views on equality and justice. They witnessed the historic moon landing on live television, and were the first generation to grow up with television as a central part of their daily lives, which brought them a new perspective on global events and cultures. And who can forget their iconic fashion sense? Bell-bottom jeans, tie-dye shirts, and platform shoes. As adults, many baby boomers were early adopters of personal computers and mobile phones, although they encountered these technologies later in life compared to younger generations. Today, baby boomers are known for their contributions to the workforce and society. Many are now retiring or approaching retirement, focusing on health, leisure, and spending time with family. So let's give it up for the baby boomers. They may be getting older, but they're still rocking and rolling. By the way, if you're loving the video so far, be sure to hit that like button. It helps us know you're enjoying the content. Following the baby boomers is the Generation X. They are born between 1965 and 1980, grew up during a time of shifting social values and economic uncertainty. They are often described as the middle child between the larger baby boomer and millennial generations. They experienced a mix of traditional and modern influences during their formative years. This generation witnessed the end of the Cold War, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and significant cultural changes, such as the rise of punk rock, hip-hop, and grunge music. They also saw the beginnings of the digital age with the advent of personal computers, video games, and the internet. Generation X is known for its independence and self-reliance. Many Gen X individuals grew up as latchkey kids, coming home from school to an empty house because both parents were often working. This experience promoted a sense of autonomy and resourcefulness. They value work-life balance and are often skeptical of authority and large institutions, having seen economic recessions and corporate downsizing during their early careers. Education was important for Generation X, and many pursued higher education to secure better job opportunities. They adapted to technological advancements quickly, becoming proficient with computers and the internet as they entered the workforce. They were also among the first to use mobile phones and email for personal and professional communication. They also faced significant challenges like the AIDS epidemic and the crack epidemic, which had a profound impact on their communities. Today, Generation X is in mid-career and often holds leadership positions in the workplace. They balance caring for their children and aging parents, earning them the nickname the Sandwich Generation. As we move forward in time, we come to the generation of the Millennials, also known as Generation Y, were born between 1981 and 1996. They grew up during a time of rapid technological advancements, social media saturation, globalization, and economic upheaval. This generation is known for being tech-savvy, as they were the first to grow up with the internet, social media, and smartphones as a normal part of life. These tools have deeply influenced their communication, shopping, and entertainment habits. Millennials witnessed significant events like the Great Recession and the rise of social media. These experiences have shaped their worldviews, making them more socially conscious and often more skeptical of traditional institutions. They tend to value diversity, inclusion, and environmental sustainability. Education is highly valued among millennials, with many pursuing higher education despite the rising costs and resulting student debt. This generation often prioritizes experiences over material possessions, valuing travel, dining, and social events. In the workplace, millennials seek meaningful work and a balance between their professional and personal lives. They prefer flexible working conditions and are comfortable with remote work, which has become more prevalent due to advancements in technology, and are increasingly turning to freelance and gig work as a way to achieve a better work-life balance. They tend to change jobs more frequently than previous generations, driven by the pursuit of career growth and job satisfaction. Millennials also face economic challenges, including high levels of student debt and the difficulty of entering the housing market. Despite these obstacles, they are known for their entrepreneurial spirit and adaptability. Overall, millennials are characterized by their digital fluency, social awareness, and desire for a balanced and fulfilling life. By the way, we're curious. What generation do you belong to? Let us know in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's shift our focus to the Generation Z. Also known as Gen Z, includes people born between 1997 and 2012. This generation grew up with advanced technology at their fingertips, making them true digital natives. From a young age, they have been immersed in the internet, social media, and smartphones, shaping how they communicate, learn, and entertain themselves. Gen Z has witnessed and been influenced by significant global events, such as climate change activism, the COVID-19 pandemic, and political movements like Black Lives Matter. These events have made them more socially and environmentally conscious. They tend to be more vocal about issues like equality, mental health, and sustainability. Education for Gen Z often involves digital learning tools, and they are comfortable with online education platforms. They value practical skills and real-world experiences, sometimes preferring vocational training and entrepreneurship over traditional college paths. In the workplace, Gen Z values flexibility, work-life balance, and a sense of purpose. They are entrepreneurial and independent, often seeking to turn their hobbies into careers. Gen Z tends to favor visual content like videos on YouTube and TikTok over traditional media. They are skilled at finding and sharing information online, making them highly informed about a variety of topics. And now we come to the Generation Alpha, Generation Alpha includes children born from 2013 onwards. They are the youngest generation and are growing up in a world where technology, particularly artificial intelligence, is deeply integrated into daily life. From a very young age, they interact with smart devices, voice assistants like Alexa and Siri, and AI-driven learning tools. Generation Alpha is being raised by Millennials and Generation X parents, who often emphasize the importance of technology, education, and social awareness. They are likely to be the most formally educated generation, as many of their learning experiences involve digital platforms and interactive technologies. Their upbringing includes exposure to significant global events, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, which has shaped their early experiences with online schooling and virtual social interactions. This generation is also growing up with an acute awareness of issues like climate change and social justice, thanks to the information-rich environment they inhabit. However, one significant drawback for Generation Alpha is the potential reduction in quality family time. The extensive use of devices and digital media can lead to less face-to-face interaction within families compared to previous generations. Despite this, Generation Alpha is expected to be very comfortable with artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and other cutting-edge technologies that continue to evolve. They are likely to be more diverse and socially inclusive, reflecting the changing demographics and values of society. And now let's look at the upcoming generation, the Generation Beta. Generation Beta, born between 2025 and 2040, is the upcoming generation that will shape the future. They will grow up in a world of advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the Internet of Things. Gen Beta will be the first generation to experience the full potential of virtual and augmented reality, and will likely use these technologies to learn, play, and interact with each other in new and innovative ways. They will be shaped by the emergence of new forms of entertainment, education, and socialization, and will value creativity, curiosity, and community. Gen Beta will be even more diverse and globally minded than previous generations, and will be growing up during a time of significant global challenges, including climate change, social inequality, and technological disruption. Despite these challenges, Gen Beta will be equipped with the skills and knowledge to drive innovation and positive change, and will likely be the most entrepreneurial and socially conscious generation yet. Now let's take a look at what can be the best possible way to interact with all these generations without feeling like you're speaking a different language to them. The Traditionalists. To connect with Traditionalists, honor their experiences and values. Engage them in conversations about their past, showing genuine interest in their stories. Use a respectful tone and address them formally. When spending time together, choose face-to-face interactions over digital communication and avoid rushing conversations. They appreciate handwritten notes and phone calls, which can convey a personal touch. The Baby Boomers. When interacting with baby boomers, face-to-face or phone conversations are preferred over texts. They appreciate when you take the time to listen to their perspectives. Acknowledge their contributions and be open to learning from their experiences. Sharing a meal or participating in activities they enjoy, like gardening or going for a walk, can strengthen your connection. Generation X. Generation X values direct and efficient communication. They appreciate when you get to the point quickly and respect their time. Engage them in meaningful discussions and be open to their sometimes skeptical viewpoints. Relate through shared interests like movies, music from the 80s and 90s, or outdoor activities. They value independence, so respect their space and be straightforward in your interactions. The Millennials. To engage Millennials, leverage their comfort with technology and social media. Use messaging apps or social media platforms to stay connected. They appreciate collaborative and inclusive conversations, so involve them in decision-making and value their input. Discuss topics related to social causes, travel, and personal growth. They enjoy experiences over material possessions, so plan activities like hiking, dining out, or attending events together. Generation Z. Gen Z vibes on digital communication, so use platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat to connect. Show interest in their passions, whether it's a new app, social cause, or latest meme. Encourage their creativity by participating in digital trends or creating content together. They also appreciate when you respect their need for mental health and well-being. So discuss topics like mindfulness and stress management. Generation Alpha. For Generation Alpha, embrace interactive and tech-savvy approaches. Engage with them through educational apps, interactive games, or virtual reality experiences. They respond well to visual and hands-on activities, so incorporate these into your interactions. Be patient and nurturing, encouraging their curiosity. Discuss topics like environmental sustainability and technological innovations, and participate in activities that stimulate their learning and creativity. By the way, just like your behaviors depend on what generation you're from, it also depends on what personality type you are. Did you know there are 16 different personality types according to Myers-Briggs? And the good part is we've already created a detailed video on them.